Okay, hi everybody. I think we're here.
Oh, hello.
Kevin, we have to vamp.
All right. Okay. What do I got? Vamp wise, uh,
Um,
I had to go buy toilet paper today. How's that?
always harrowing, right? Hi everybody in chat. I had to go to Target and buy some bug spray and various sundries. I'm gonna make pizza tomorrow.
You make pizza with bug spray?
No, but various sundries are for making the pizza. You want a list? I bought like 2 pounds of mozzarella cheese and some pepperonis and some dish soap. You want to? I can do this.
You
This
make
is
you
boring.
make pizza with dish soap?
Hey, uh, if I try hard enough.
Ooh,
Oh no, it's the ghost of
ooh.
Gregory
It's
Edgeworth.
the ghost of Gregory Edgeworth, and also happy 10th anniversary to Ghost Trick!
Yay! Happy birthday, Ghost Trick. Hi, Jams.
Yay,
Hi,
hi.
everybody.
Hello.
Hi, RD. What's everyone's favorite ghost trick?
I like the trick where it turns out. Spoiler, 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 spoiler.
I like Missile.
Missile is a good ghost trick.
Missile's a good ghost trick. Actually, I think Missile's power is good, but I do think main guy's power is better. Or at least I liked it better.
It's true. I did too. I also really like Lynn. She's fucking great.
She's great. Hey,
Lynn is great.
Ghost Trick's great. And it's old as hell. It's 10 years old now.
Why didn't they ever make another ghost trick?
Money.
Don't know.
Or the sales for Ghost Trick were not good enough. Because I looked this
Yeah,
up.
it's probably true.
They use that excuse for everything that doesn't sell well enough.
Yeah. Who's in it for money? I'm not in it for money. That's why we do this over here.
Exactly. Hmm.
So you want to do the intro or something?
Oh, are we ready to go into it since we made them wait?
I suppose. I don't know. You feel like vamping some more about Ghost Trick? Remember that there's a giant chicken store?
Oh yeah.
That was a good
It's
time.
a good time. Damn, that was a good game. Good character design, good characters.
Everyone
good
was anime as hell, but I also remember there's these mobsters, and two of the mobsters are like mobster dudes, but they're blue, and one of the mobsters is a lady, and she's blue, but her hair is fucking crazy.
Oh, it's like a beehive, but it's spaced out.
It's a beehive with like slots in it, but also it goes
Yeah.
down. It's so
Yeah.
the beehive like ends here and starts here. It's a downward trending beehive with like male slots. So you could just very weird. Hey, why'd the stream end?
Oh, because I wasn't looking at the game. Hold
Oh,
on. Whoopsie.
Sad phase.
I think that the I was gonna say I think that the character animation is some of the best in video games in Ghost Trick.
They are
Good
very
shit.
good.
Good shit.
Like
Yeah.
it's just super strong and exaggerated and cool.
Sorry for blinking.
Yeah, that's why when we say anime as hell, that's what we mean, and I'm here for it. Oh, the iOS port is super dead. That is sad.
I think they
Oh,
stopped updating that forever. Oh well.
Maybe they'll bring it to the Switch.
We can only hope.
Well, I think like Apollo Justice before Ghost Trick, but we can dream. We can dream over in this corner.
Yeah,
Okay, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Ready for some Ace Attorney? That Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney? Didn't quite work. Anyway, this is Object to This, normally an Ace Attorney fan cast, playing Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor Pass, which is the second game in that series. I'm Stephanie, also a ghost.
Bye, Michelle. I'm a lamp.
And I'm Kevin, a disco detective.
Just go detective.
Boogie woogie woogie.
I, for one, am happy that we're no longer in a flashback, so I don't have to be Manfred von Karma anymore. So I can practice my Manfred voice.
We might
But
get back to it, Michelle. I can't say.
but are you gonna practice your Manfred voice?
No,
I didn't think so.
no. Listen, no,
Will we be honest with you? No.
no.
I mean, knowing what I do about the future and what it holds, I think we may be in the present for at least this episode.
Rad. Well, without further ado, we're gonna hit continue. Inherited Turnabout Middle, Part 1.
To catch people up, Edgeworth just listened to a long story about
His papa.
one time what his papa did when there was a cooking competition here in this very room. The story did not conclude, and here we are.
It's true. Ray was there. Papa was there. Manfred was there.
Is Edgeworth just gonna immediately be like, "What do you mean you ate paper?"
April 2nd, 10:15 a.m. Zodiac Art Gallery Fountain Patio.
Oops, I guess I went on for a little too long there.
Something like that happened.
I did update the Instagram.
What did you put on the Instagram?
I put that we were gonna stream.
Oh, well, that's nice. I don't have Instagram.
Hey, somebody noticed, so it didn't go to waste.
There we go.
I had no idea. None of the case files I read went into such detail.
Well, I doubt there would be anything in there that would be inconvenient to the prosecution. Especially with that Von Karma at the head.
The investigation go from there.
The desserts had disappeared from the victim's room, so the investigation hit a rough patch. Thanks to that, it took about a whole year before a verdict was handed down. Somebody in chat said that yesterday that it wasn't actually like DL6 miss. It was a year later that DL6 had like the death of Gregory Edgeworth happened. So that's crazy.
Yeah, so it was almost Christmas, but in a year.
Almost Christmas next year. This was before the whole 3-day pretrial system was established. Trials didn't need to finish in such a short amount of time that they do now.
I see.
You know, like real law. Like how really things really work.
Like, hey, remember when the law system was real?
No.
Did they ever find out why the victim's dessert disappeared?
Well, kinda. His dessert was like a candy ice sculpture made from sherbet. Since it was made from ice, the general consensus was that it had melted. However, that might not be the case.
To me.
This museum used to be Mr. Master's mansion.
The stage of the IS-7 incident? Oh, okay. That's what incident it is.
It happened in this very room, Edgeworth, weren't you listening? And in this very place, they're exhibiting the sherbet salon from 18 years ago.
The victim's dessert.
That sounds delicious.
So, let me take a pause here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
The premise of this situation is, Miles Edgeworth, please attend a museum exhibit with me. When you arrive, I will tell you that it is actually a museum exhibit that is one of the exhibits that was in the cooking competition, which was the last case your dad worked on before he died.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not gonna give you a heads up on that one. Just gonna be like, sherbet surprise, my boy. Like,
It's a wonder he convinced Edgeworth to go in the first place.
yeah, like Edgeworth went without knowing this information, pretty amazing. But also like the audacity of Ray to be like, I'm just gonna drop this bombshell on you. Anyway, yep. Found it could be just a replica, though it could be just a replica of the original. Also, I brought you here on suspicion that the original didn't melt, and it is actually the original art piece from 18 years ago that did not melt during your dad and my investigation of it. Murder. That's why Uncle Ray had to come today to check it out. And for your old man, too.
Dot dot dot.
Now then, let's get a move on and check out the room.
People
Yes,
are
Ray, let's look at the father murder room.
I want to see some sherbet.
People are speculating about the timeline because it says it should be within a year, but it's confusing. So the case was a year long according to the first game, but that was right before we just played DL6. I think Gregory came on to the case much later. Not sure. Might be retcon. Might be a bad translation. Who knows? But in terms of the game right now, it says it's been a year.
Yeah, I guess it's immaterial to what's happening right now.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's over in the Winter Palace. I'm sorry, Winter Palace. The Winter Palace should be... Huh? It's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum.
Mr. Shields. According to the pamphlet we received at the entrance, the Winter Palace is over here. I assume he's pointing somewhere.
Really? I could have sworn it was this one. Alright, let's scoot. We gotta confirm the truth of what happened 18 years ago.
They didn't scoot at all. They walked.
Ron and Desi are here! April 2nd, 10:20 a.m. Zodiac Art Gallery, Winter Palace. Man, it's as cold as ever. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze solid.
It seems the Winter Palace lives up to its name. It's like a freezer in here. With the light dimmed like this, it's almost as if the room itself is made of ice.
I think the control panel for the room temperature is on the back wall. Miles, why don't you check what temperature it's set at for me? Uncle Ray's gonna give the curator a piece of his mind later. It's way too cold. Hey Ray, the exhibit's made of sherbet. It's way too cold in here.
Very well.
But if you want to look around the room a bit, feel free to stay or freeze to your heart's content. Now get the camera ready. I want to take some pictures of this place and show it to your old man.
Hey Ray, why aren't you wearing the jacket?
Just roll your sleeves down, punk.
Or that. You knew you were coming to the Winter Palace. You could have prepared.
You were under the impression that an exhibit made of ice cream has survived for 18 years, and yet...
I mean, Ray didn't think ahead enough to tell Miles about his dad, so...
Yeah, no, I mean, the dude, he thinks that it might be the same one from 18 years ago, but he didn't do the math. The basic logic, because only Edgeworth has that power to go, the same one from 18 years ago had to have remained cold for 18 years.
Also, I think it might be calculated. I would not tell Edgeworth beforehand if I wanted him to come with me. Hey, I'm gonna go see a case where your dead dad, like died from, basically. Like, no, if you want to spring that on him, you're gonna have to, and you want him to show up, you gotta spring to him at the venue.
I suppose.
You don't think he'd be interested?
I think he would, but I don't know if Ray would think he would.
Fair.
Yeah, like...
Because Ray seems to think he was, like, cool with the Von Karma lifestyle.
Yeah. I think, like,
Well,
Ray could have been like, oh, if I tell him, like, this is, like, a case for his, like, from his dad, he might just, like, want nothing to do with it.
Hard to say.
Possibly.
Understood.
Ooh, who's this?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too.
There's a boy with a school bag. Did he come to the art gallery? By himself?
She even quit her job in order to run this museum. I don't really get it.
Perhaps one of his parents knows the curator?
I was thinking maybe Cody too, RD, but I thought Cody had brown hair, but I guess Cody wears a hat, so I don't actually know what color his hair is.
Yeah, he's got that top knot hat. But this kid has phoenix hair.
Yeah, this kid's...
This is not Cody, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Alright.
A giant block of ice is being displayed here. It appears to be quite heavy. No, the inside must be hollow. On the surface, there's an image of the stars and a written description. The Pleiades, also known as the Seven Sisters, a star cluster that comprises a part of Taurus. But for all these stars to be grouped together as a cluster, the ways of the ancient people must have been very imprecise.
Wow, what a rip. Like a sick burn, Edgeworth.
Just hitting people with my raw astrology knowledge.
Yep.
There are 2 sculptures displayed here. And that's all I have to say about that.
These sculptures are replicas of the desserts that vanished 18 years ago. Impressive, huh? These sculptures made of ice.
Yes. My father never got to see these ice sculptures. And now, 18 years later, I'm standing before them.
Miles, sorry to bother you while you're deep in thought. Could you turn this way a little? I'm taking pictures.
Huh? Like this?
Yes, like that.
Mr. Shields, you're not.
Say cheese.
Mr. Shields, please don't take pictures of me.
Sorry, my bad. That is a total accident. I just wanted to make sure the camera works okay.
That camera looks quite old.
Yeah, well, it's because it's an old-fashioned camera. You know, an instant camera. It's my off-brand Polaroid. It automatically develops the photos after shooting. Pretty cool, huh?
Yes, I know. Though I've never used one.
You're quite the know-it-all. You really are your old man's son. You see this on CNN, kid? Could you move a bit? I would like to take some more photos of the room.
It's 2020.
He's taking like crime scene photos that I'm sure that we're gonna use later as evidence, but they're Polaroids, so like the quality of them I'm gonna say is not gonna be great.
No, it won't be.
His face has taken on an unusually serious expression. He's probably thinking about the IS-7 incident.
Man, I snapped a bunch, and they're already developed, see? Wow,
He
that's
shoved
way
them in
better.
my... He shoved them in my face before I could reply.
Well, I have one more question for you, Mr. Know-It-All. Do you know what these 2 sculptures represent?
They're sculptures of Taurus and Gemini from the winter constellations.
Oh, bingo, not bad, Miles. Did you read the plaque? That's probably why they call this room the Winter Palace. Uncle Ray is feeling generous today, so I'll give you a copy of this photo too.
Thanks.
It's not a joke. The film for Polaroids is super expensive.
No, it is. My niece got one, and she's, like a kid one, and to get like 20 pieces of photo paper is like at least $10.
Yeah.
Are these replicas of the constellation desserts that were made 18 years ago?
Yeah, it looks like these two sculptures are also made out of sherbet. Uncle Ray's only seen the real sculptures in photos, but these sculptures look like the real deal.
And this was what you wanted to show me.
Yeah, I think your old man would have wanted you to see it as well. Some rad ice cream art. So I'm sorry, Uncle Ray didn't have the courage to come here alone.
Don't apologize. This was a good opportunity to learn about my father's case.
That means a lot to me. So, you want me to take another commemorative photo?
No thanks. This rock salt lamp is lighting up the constellation chart.
Rock salt lamp.
I see. Gemini and Taurus are constellations that can be seen in the winter. Since this is the Winter Palace, perhaps that explains the winter constellations made of sherbet.
What I can't figure out is, are they carved out of ice or are they in glass cases?
I'm pretty sure those are glass cases.
Okay, around the sherbet.
Probably to keep people from eating pieces of the statue.
We're poking their damn fingers into them. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like that makes sense. But I thought the other one I thought was a block of ice with carvings in it. So I kind of thought like maybe they carved it out of ice and filled it with sherbet.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
I was confused.
I mean, the other one... Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, I was confused as well.
Who knows? Maybe the glass is edible. It's just like that transparent sugar or whatever.
Maybe.
Possibly. Yeah.
Pardon me, I have to.
Grip it and rip it. How many beverages you got over there?
4.
According to the pamphlet, the other palaces are made of crystal. But for the summer palace, I think it'd be more fitting if it were made out of shaved ice. Well, no, that would make it exactly the same as this room.
Edgeworth, if you're telling me that shaved ice is better than sherbet, I'm gonna fight you.
He's Japanese. He means that Japanese shaved ice that they just cover in sweetened condensed milk. So, like, might be. I don't know.
I've had that and I don't like it.
Yeah, kakigori, right?
Yeah,
It's not good?
because like, well, it's good for the couple of spoons that have the condensed milk and syrup on it, and then the rest is just solid ice.
Oh. Regular, like, or American snow cones or shaved ice are also shitty.
Yes.
Like, that's
The
just...
joy of a snow cone when you're a child is the fact that it's so big and you trying to bite it with your tiny child mouth.
But its bigness is a trick. That's what I'm saying. It only contains like a very small scoop's worth of like delicious material.
That is unfortunate.
Give me a Flintstone sherbet-flavored push pop. That shit was on point.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The only kakigori equivalent I think I've ever had was at Momotaro Italia, so it was exceptionally good.
Yeah,
Fair
and it
enough.
was like $80.
But it also was, it was not traditional kakigori. It was like this crazy high, extremely fancy food version of it. So it's not.
I did not get to try that,
It's okay.
but maybe I should.
Maybe someday. The Momotaro Italia is
Pop-up.
gonna be a real restaurant someday. So
Oh, really?
yeah, that was a test. It was a test pop-up to test the menu. So
Cool.
To answer you, chat, you are the boys, and I am cracking open a cold one. Welcome to my Friday night. Thanks for
and
coming.
then every Friday night till we finish this game.
I love you. Each and every one. Mwah. Mwah. Skelly, I also love you, but I wasn't talking to you.
Kelly's not the voice.
No.
Mr. Shields, I can't find the temperature control panel.
Oh, right. They keep it where it's hard to find. Probably so random guests don't fuck with it. Just a moment. Huh? It's locked. Makes sense. They don't want random guests to fuck with it.
According to the pamphlet, the Winter Palace has a temperature of 27 degrees Fahrenheit. There we go.
Brr! Now that's cold. Uncle Ray's gonna freeze to death.
You could just leave.
I guess I'll find someone to share body heat with. Preferably a beautiful lady.
Or you could just leave.
Ugh, gross.
Dot, 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 dot. That's what that merits.
Oh, are you trying to freeze me to death as well with those cold eyes? No, you deserve that, Ray.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a quick conversion for our Celsius chat
27
members.
degrees Fahrenheit is below 0 in Celsius. Below 0 by maybe it's negative 10 maybe? That's my guess.
It's negative 2.778.
Okay.
So negative still, for sure.
Yeah, negative 2.778 Celsius or 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, hey, Joe's here. Hi, Joe.
Oh,
Hi, Joe.
You're Joe. Hi, Joe.
Oh, hi. Of course not.
Of course, yes. Oh, okay.
Can't even remember what I was saying that to, but let's move on.
Alrighty, now that I've got some pictures of this room, let's check out the other places.
No, there's people I didn't talk to.
Might as well see them all since we're already here. A museum! Do museum things.
I suppose you're right.
Ah!
That yell just now.
It came from the fountain patio. Let's go, Miles.
No!
We're not talking to Ron.
No!
No!
Oh.
No! I
You
didn't.
gave up Ron for Larry.
Oh.
April 2nd, 10:30 a.m. Zodiac Art Gallery, Fountain Patio. Remember, everybody, if it smells,
Who's gonna be Larry?
it's got to be me, right? You both have characters.
Yeah.
already.
That's
How
true.
are you gonna do Larry?
We're gonna. I mean, I'm open to suggestions.
MapUp says when you go to an ice sculpture exhibit, they give you big coats to wear. Hey, I've never been to an ice sculpture exhibit where they give you coats. They're usually outside in the winter, in my experience.
Yeah.
We didn't even notice the body on the floor. We were too distracted by Larry fucking butts.
I
There's someone
expect a
passed
body.
out on-
I didn't expect Larry.
There's someone passed out on the floor, and that man there is... Larry, what are you doing here? No, I'm getting ahead of myself. What exactly happened here?
Edgy. I saw something. What does Larry sound like? Hey, cool. I'll do surfer, bro. We're gonna go surfer, bro. I saw something that no one should ever have seen again.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Larry, calm down. Why is there someone passed out here?
I didn't do anything. He just fell down all of a sudden.
This man, it can't be. But what is the matter here? Oh, this is that lady. Actually, this is you, Kevin.
You can't raise such a ruckus in the museum, boys. The scent is...
Seems like he's still breathing, but this is a bad situation.
If this is a sweet smell that smells like cake and or something else, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Eat free, live free in prison, Stephanie.
I can't
Miles,
escape.
it's not safe here. Get everyone out of here.
Everyone, get away from that room right now. There's poison gas coming out from it.
What?
I feel like poison gas should be in the deep Batman voice, orange, and also what?
Not important poison gas.
You're welcome, Mop Up.
A lot of things just happened.
April 2nd, 10:42. So it's only been like 12 minutes?
Enough for some Polaroids and to evacuate everyone.
Yes, but we're still in the building. We haven't vacated the building.
Well, we're Miles Edgeworth. We're immune to poison.
Oh, I see. I've spent years building up that immunity by living with Manfred von Karma, who poisoned me slowly every day.
Right. Predator walk.
Mr. Shields, how is the victim?
It looks like he breathed in a little too much of that poison gas. He's still unconscious. According to the doctor and the ambulance, there are no external injuries or any other wounds. Thanks to our fortunate timing, we were able to save him before he was too far gone. But he's not out of the woods yet. He's currently being treated by a specialist in the infirmary. Not the hospital. The museum infirmary.
Given what happens here,
It's a murder house, really.
I mean, they've put in a lot of precautions since last time. I see. Mr. Shields, is he an acquaintance of yours?
Yeah, you could say that. He's Dane Gustavia. He was involved in the IS-7 incident.
The pastry chef? So he was involved in the case 18 years ago.
At least the other guy is doing alright. Is he a friend of yours, Miles?
No.
Yes, you could say that. It is fortunate you were not hurt, Larry.
What? You could say that? Supposed to mean, Edgy? How could you treat a childhood friend like that, brah? It's just cruel. And also, when I'm dressed like this, I'm called Laurice de Rexum, you know? So, like, don't call me Larry, it's Laurice.
This man is Larry Butts.
He sure is.
He's nothing but trouble, but he's been one of my friends since grade school. Some time ago, he awakened to the calling of art and assumed the alias Larry Stunim. But a butt by any other name would smell just as much.
Merci.
Really? You two are childhood friends? I better report that to your old man, too. I'm sure it'll bring him joy. He was always worried about you not being able to make friends since all you did was watch public access news, Miles.
Good for you, Edgy! Edgy, aren't you alive? Like, glad to have a bosom buddy like me?
My father was worried about something like that. But anyway, what are you doing in a place like this, Larry?
How many times I have to tell you, Edgy? I'm Clarice.
What are you doing in a place like this?
Yikes! Don't glare at me when you talk!
So you're going to tell me?
Isn't it obvious? I've come here to, like, study art. I'm gonna take Mandy on a date here, so I was just doing some scouting beforehand.
Just using art as an excuse to go on a date.
Not bad, Laurice. Maybe you can introduce some pretty girls to me next time.
Oh, now you're talking my language, dude!
I think I'm getting a headache.
By the way, Laurice, did you notice anything strange when you found the victim?
Nah, not really.
Nothing would make you say, I saw something that no one should ever have to see?
Oh, yeah, that! I was just surprised when I saw that old dude fall out of nowhere like that. I didn't do anything this time for once.
anything to brag about.
Visitors, we wish to deeply apologize for the disturbance. I am the curator of this museum. My name is Catherine Hall.
He's also one of the people involved in the IS-7 incident.
Hello there, Miss Kate. Monsieur Shields, thank you for your continued assistance.
She was the woman we saw at the reception, so she's the curator here.
We apologize for the inconvenience, especially since it's the opening day. No, you don't have to apologize for a thing, Miss Kate. I almost forgot. Let me introduce you to someone. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory Edgeworth's son. Oh, Monsieur Edgeworth. Don't sing. We dance now. Oh,
Too bad.
how wonderful. I meet the sun after 18 years. It is an honor to meet you, defense attorney Miles Edgeworth. Wow, that was amazing. You still got that golden voice, Miss Kate.
Actually, I'm a prosecutor.
Your song was factually inaccurate. Oh, so you're a prosecutor. My most sincere apologies, Monsieur Edgeworth. I'll re-sing it.
This woman is very polite, but slightly odd.
Katie, can I get your autograph right here, pretty please?
In your child's coloring book.
If you so desire.
Why do you want her autograph?
Hey, don't tell me. You don't know who she is?
My, you really don't keep up with the 18-year-old entertainment news, do you, Miles?
My father couldn't tear me away from NPR and CNN.
She used to be on the Great British Bake Off.
What is this unbearable atmosphere?
She's a superstar actress who's been in a ton of musicals and movies. She's a great singer, too. Oh, my bad. She used to be on it, but she does other things now. Currently, I'm the curator of this museum. I have already retired from the stage. I finished filming my role for my last movie a few days ago. My co-stars also said that they would come here once I open the doors. And here you are, Monsieur Artiste. I return this to you.
Thanks a bunch, Katie. I'll treasure it for the rest of my life.
Well, looks like me and Larice share the same interests.
So I gathered. Larry, you said you're here to study art. Why don't you practice drawing as well? Since you're here at Miss Hall's art museum.
Oh, it would be an honor to have Monsieur Artiste sketch our exhibits.
Oh, I guess even you have some good ideas every now and then, Edgy. I'll do a bit of sketching here for Katie.
Hee hee, what an amusing person.
It gets old.
It's me, the developers. Don't you love Larry?
Forgive the disturbance.
Never.
Incidentally, who was the woman that was with you earlier?
That was Madame Delicia Scones. She is currently assisting in the treatment of Monsieur Gustavia in the infirmary. Isn't she super old?
Hmm?
Even though I said infirmary, since this is an art museum now, it's only provisional. As I am the only staff member working here, I cannot take a leave of my duties for too long.
Delicious scones. I believe we've heard that name before, Mr. Shields.
Oh, I don't know. In the story we told maybe 10 minutes ago before all this shit happened?
I did notice that Miles does not introduce himself 6 times to every person we meet. Weird how that works.
I'm so sober. Thanks, Miles.
Yep, looks like the whole gang from the IS-7 incident is here.
What a
Well,
coincidence.
I
Oh.
doubt that's a coincidence.
That.
Monsieur Shields, Monsieur Edgeworth, would you care for some hot tea? Oh, Miss Kate's tea. That takes me back.
Yes, if you please.
Go, tea. Tea.
Tea.
Now I must take my leave. I must explain the situation to the other visitors. All right, thanks for everything.
We'll just throw these cups in the trash once we're done. Oh, okay, you're leaving the cart there.
Now let's find China.
It smells like Ceylon tea. I should drink it before it cools.
Chug, 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 chug.
Oh, this Ceylon tea is of very high quality.
I like blinked and it became a Leighton game where we're talking about tea in
This are-
extreme detail.
This aroma of citrus. Listen, I know astrology, I know tea.
Does wonders for your concentration, right? I thought that was supposed to be it. Your old man said the exact same thing 18 years ago this day. Not this day.
Might be this day.
I think it's April. The saucers back then were chilled. Today they're warm.
Yeah, anyway. Don't you think this current situation is rather unusual?
You mean how everyone involved in the case 18 years ago has gathered at the museum today
Yes.
for the rejoining of the exhibit that was 18? Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes!
It's
Sorry, Michelle's
About
vocal
time.
cords.
okay. The lady left. Gumshoe's, I don't have to talk tomorrow. I'm making pizza. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay?
Mr. Edgeworth! Mr. Shields! I came here as fast as I could when I heard that you were done in by the poison gas.
Oh, my sweet honey cam, not how
Nope,
about a
nope,
hug
nope.
after being guarded for so long?
No.
Thank you, Kay.
Jeez, so you're perfectly fine? I can't believe you made us worry so much.
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh yeah, the emulator's struggling real hard, my fan.
Yeah, but it's the jam.
What is the meaning of bringing Kay here?
I'm sorry, sir, but you did just drop in the group chat that poison gas was happening and then never told us what happened. So, I knew the gas was dangerous, but no matter how much I ran and ran and ran, I couldn't gain any ground.
When it comes to running away, no one is faster than the Yagarasu.
You weren't running away from here.
Mr. Edgeworth, I am all set, sir. I will start investigating the crime scene. Since there might be traces of gas in the room, I will have to ask everyone to wait here. I can't believe Gumshoe's a gas mask. That's great.
It's one of his 7 wonders.
Yeah. I
Uh,
can't remember the full name of it.
Very well, I'm counting on you.
7 secret weapons, I think.
Oh, there we go.
7 secret weapons. Good luck in there, Flatfoot.
Wow, Gummy's so cool. He's just like a detective.
But that's what he is.
Okay, my precious Kay.
Yes, Edgeworth here.
Miss Edgeworth, it looks like the poison gas has dissipated, sir.
Detective, calmly explain the state of the Autumn Palace.
Oh, it is a glass case, because the shit's broken.
Yes, sir. I'll start with the exhibits. On the left, there's a statue with 2 people. And on the right, there is a statue of an animal with 2 horns.
Statue of 2 people and a statue of an animal with horns. Isn't that the exact same thing I saw in the Winter Palace just a while ago?
Also, the room is wet with water thanks to the sprinkler system. That also prevented the gas from harming anyone else.
The sprinkler system. Was there a fire in the room?
There are no signs of a fire, sir, and the fire alarm has not gone off either, sir. The sprinklers in this museum are the kind that detect both smoke and fire. If it detects smoke, it will send an alert to the security room. I think the poison gas might have set off the alarm in the security room, sir. Was there anyone in the Oh, sorry, that's you.
Was there anyone in the security room at the time?
The only one working here is that curator, Miss Catherine Hall, sir. She has been in the reception booth opposite the security room ever since the museum opened.
Did Miss Hall turn on the sprinklers?
The sprinkler system can only be operated manually from the security room, sir. Pretty bad design for a museum with only 1 employee, if you ask me. If it had been automatic, it would have sprayed water all over the exhibit. Since the system is manual, the situation can be examined and the exhibits moved if need be.
I guess there would be more priority over the exhibits than the building. Only at a museum.
Pretty derisive towards art there, Mr. Edgeworth. But it's way too cold in this room, sir. Isn't this supposed to be the Autumn Palace? It feels more like the dead of winter in here.
The Autumn Palace is cold?
I checked the thermostat earlier and it's set to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. I couldn't believe.
Why would the Autumn Palace be set to the same temperature as the Winter Palace? And have the same exhibits and look identical.
That's about all I know for now, sir. There's also a ladder on the floor. If I figure out anything else, I'll give you another call.
It's a step ladder.
I see. I'm counting on you, detective.
I can't remember what team Gumshoe's on. Team ladder, team step ladder.
I don't remember. April 2nd, 11:15 a.m. Zodiac Art Gallery Fountain Patio. What did Gummy say?
He said it feels more like winter in the Autumn Palace.
I don't get it.
I haven't been able to enter the room personally, but it should be possible to look inside after the police have finished in the investigation.
I'd like to know what it's like in there myself.
Isn't there anyone else who would know about the incident?
Ah, there is someone, Miles's friend, right?
What friend?
Miles doesn't have those.
Though he's such a nuisance, we have no choice but to listen to what he has to say for now.
Wait, you mean?
OG Mess Mess says Gummy's team step ladder.
Is Phoenix Team Ladder?
I think so, because Maya's team step ladder. Yeah.
Oh, you're here too, Kate! Looking cute as ever! Long time no see! It's Larry, isn't it? Okay, right now my name is Clarice. I'm an artist, that's why? Ah, so it's your pen name! Clarice, the artist formerly known as Larry! Wow, you really are a good girl, Kay. Nothing like edgy here.
Edgeworth bad girl.
Larry, I have many things I need to ask you.
What's this? Don't tell me you suspect me again. You're gonna say because I was like the first on the scene, I must be the culprit, aren't you?
I never said anything like that. I only want you to tell me what you saw. You said you saw something that no one should ever have to see, did you not?
But now I'm just saying I didn't see nothing. I didn't do nothing. Probably.
Oh my, he didn't seem so confident at the end there.
Oh, sorry. Phoenix is step ladder. Gummy must be ladder then.
Hmm.
And
Yes, chat has exploded with
our
ladder,
longness.
step ladder corrections.
So Phoenix is here for the step. Everyone else is fighting him.
It's very important.
There are somewhat troublesome circumstances surrounding this man. The saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts, still holds true 26 years on. One could say his tendency to attract trouble is legendary. It seems he's done something troublesome without even realizing it himself.
We're like Larry Andy. No, that didn't work. Damn it. I tried. Snatched together pasta.
I'll just have to try and extract the truth from him.
Oh shit. It's testimony time. Oh, we're gonna beat Larry at Logic Chess. This will be quick.
My goal is to expose whatever Larry is hiding. However,
I didn't see nothing. I didn't do nothing.
Larry is an extremely restless and troublesome man. Until he cools down, I'll just wait and see. First, I'll ask him about his goal. This isn't something I can't handle. I'll finish this quickly. Watch your chest. What was your purpose for coming to the art gallery?
What? Are you saying I don't belong in the art gallery?
Just wait, yeah.
Dot dot dot.
Hey, if you're not gonna talk, hold that pose so I can, like, paint your portrait. And then I'll scribble all over the portrait I drew of you. There's some sick birds.
Dot 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 dot.
I was just joking. I would, like, never scribble all over my paintings, of course. They're works of art, after all.
I don't think any of your works would qualify as art.
Don't look down on me! There are people who recognize my skill as an artist.
And Edgeworth is very sassy in his head, and he's just holding it all in high.
Mandy is my girlfriend, but it's really my paintings she fell in love with. That's why I'll sketch anything my girlfriend likes.
Then why are you here on your own today?
So what? Can't a guy with a girlfriend spend some time alone?
Dot dot dot.
Mandy said she's a Gemini? I thought she'd be, like, happy if I showed her a sketch of it on her next date.
Really have that much confidence in the sketch?
Well, I'm not, like, so confident about this one, but I thought she would be happy if I, like, did a sketch of her astrological sign.
Yeah, I think that's good. You came to see the Gemini sculpture. I think we finally got a lead.
I see. It's just like you. To impress Mandy, you came here to see the Gemini sculpture, didn't you?
What?
Fucking owned.
Oh!
You had a reason to come here today.
How'd you find out?
You literally just told me.
Oh, well then, I'm not gonna say another word from now on.
Yeah, okay. He's finally decided to remain silent. In that case, I'll be more relentless in my questioning. I'll try to find out what he was doing here at the art gallery.
Mop Up, you're killing me. Mop Up just keeps saying, "Oh, straight Larry." We're at that straight Larry. Ugh, got my time back. Okay.
I'll expose his true motives. This shouldn't take long. You, just what did you do in this art gallery?
Well, what? What's with the glare? I don't really remember anything. I didn't have a pamphlet, so I just loitered around at the fountain patio.
Don't they give you a pamphlet at the reception booth after you pay the admission fee?
Like, who said I paid an admission fee? Huh? Oh, is that right? So, like, the admission wasn't free, huh?
Tell me, you sneaked in here without paying?
Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything bad by it. It's just, like, there was no one at the reception booth. Because there's only one fucking lady who works this entire museum. So that's why I, like, thought it was free.
Tall wasn't at the reception booth?
Yeah, it didn't look like there was anyone on the other side of the desk.
Come to think of it, Gumshoe did say something about that. Miss Hall was busy activating the sprinklers from the security room. Because of the incident, she had to leave the reception booth.
The timeline doesn't fit with that.
Poor Katie. She went to all the trouble to open up the place. And now the art gallery's star attraction, the Winter Palace, is like completely ruined.
Certainly well informed about the Winter Palace for someone without a pamphlet. The Winter Palace is where your goal, the Gemini sculpture, is located. You had your sights set on the Winter Palace from the beginning, didn't you?
What? How'd you find me out again?
You dirty pamphlet haver.
That's right. My goal was to see the Gemini sculpture. I know what the fucking internet is, okay? I
was
can
thinking the same
Google
thing.
the shit before you come to the museum. Anyway, that's why I'm here.
I have a phone, Edgeworth.
He confessed quite easily. You can never tell anything with this man.
It's like not a real interrogation to know that things exist.
Listen, I'm used to going to museums and finding out when you get there what's happening. Next, I'll ask for further information regarding the Winter Palace.
Oh, someone
just
didn't read their pamphlet, I see.
What'd you learn on this internet, Larry, about the Winter Palace?
Yeah, I guess so far all of his slam dunks have been, you know what this museum is.
Yeah.
I mean, all of his really good burns that we weren't allowed to say were like, so far the best part of this whole game.
He may still have some fight left in him. I'll watch his reactions and extract the information I need. I have no more use for you. Larry, did you also enter the Winter Palace?
What's with that look of distrust? Sure, I tried going in, but...
You tried to go in, but you weren't actually able to, right?
Yeah, that's about right. I wanted to go in, but then that old geezer collapsed. I was a little freaked out.
So you couldn't get in because the victim of the poison gas collapsed?
Yeah, he like fell right out of the Winter Palace.
Sure, the victim emerged from the Autumn Palace.
If it weren't like that for that poison gas incident, I'd be in there sketching the Gemini sculpture like right now.
He must have mistaken the Autumn Palace for the Winter Palace. That aside, it seems his goal was to sketch the sculpture. This should be a useful clue. Larry, did you see anything in the Winter Palace?
You're still hung up on that? Didn't I, say I didn't see anything? I started to think that it wasn't such a good idea to come to the art gallery. I needed to leave soon to, meet with my girlfriend.
Perhaps I should try using that clue? You came here to sketch the sculpture for your girlfriend, did you not? I don't think you would give up that easily.
I do.
Even after the victim... What?
I do.
Even after the victim collapsed, you could still see inside the room from outside, right?
Well, I may have gotten a tiny glimpse, but, there's no evidence that I, saw something scary in there, right? Oh, got him!
Bye-bye. I'm disappointed it turned out to be this simple. Larry, you saw something scary at the scene, didn't you?
Turns out I don't need evidence. This is an investigations game.
Edgy, you can read my mind? In that case, there's no point in keeping any more secrets from you.
You just told me everything of your own accord. That was a complete waste of time, but finally, it's checkmate.
I'm thinking of the outside observer, like Ray standing next to this conversation, not seeing the prompts and watching Edgeworth have this, and then Edgeworth ends it and goes.
I mean, Ray's definitely watching. Kay's, fucked off and is touching stuff over there.
Yeah, Kay's already fucking with everything, but Ray is just kind of like, I thought they were friends.
Because for, most of this conversation, Edgeworth just stood there staring at Larry until he said something else.
Yeah, and Ray's, writing all these notes down so he can tell it to, what I assume to be a shrine to Gregory or the grave of Gregory Edgeworth, right? So he's probably going to be like, Edgeworth said he had a friend, but actually he didn't.
And then he eats it. I wonder if Ray still
worried
eats
about
it.
that kid. Yeah, nom, 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 let me eat the note. Anyway, congrats, we won Logic Chess.
Against our fiercest opponent, Larry.
Yeah.
I had my eyes fixed on the Gemini sculpture.
Mentioned the Gemini sculpture many times now, but I don't believe the sculpture you saw was the Gemini one.
What? Was it a mirage then?
Larry mistakenly thought he saw the Winter Palace. This piece of evidence shows what Larry really saw.
I mean,
I think it's the pamphlet, because Edgeworth is under the assumption that he saw the Autumn Palace.
yeah, there we go.
But Edgeworth's assumption is flawed.
Right. Which is killing me.
Yeah.
Take a look at this pamphlet. The Autumn Palace. The Pisces, Capricorn, Aries, and Aquarius sculptures are displayed.
What?
You heard me.
Hey, what the fuck?
Oh, hey, this has the Celsius temperature on it too. That's nice.
Well, that's nice.
These are about the constellations, not when you had to be born for this to be your...
Okay, that's fair.
This is when the constellations appear in the sky.
I assumed that those corresponded to whatever, we ascribed those months to be, but I guess not.
And also when the constellations appear in the sky in Japan.
Oh.
I'm assuming that it's in Japan.
Probably.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I can confirm that the Gemini sculpture is located in the Winter Palace. Therefore, The sculpture you saw could not have been the Gemini one.
I knew it.
I expected him to be a bit more shocked at the news.
I thought it was kind of strange. I know I saw a single goddess. And that transformation was no mirage.
Transformation, you say?
Oh, you're curious too, Edgy? Well, nothing for it. Guess I'll have to show you some crayon drawing.
Some art.
Show me, what exactly?
I drew a picture of the very scene I saw back then.
When?
But, I really can't believe what I drew. Picture? Did you tape a Polaroid to a piece of paper? This one right here.
My god, look at how far Larry's art skills have come.
Right?
Since the burning bridge.
So proud.
What is this disturbing picture? And how good is it? Wow, Larry. Is that sculpture weeping tears of blood?
Laurice! This picture is scary! Okay, it scared me too! Fuck you, Larry! This Gemini sculpture suddenly transformed into, a goddess right before my eyes. I couldn't help but, scream.
So the victim collapsing wasn't what surprised him.
How'd he draw it so fast? And color it? Or I guess he painted it. Maybe he's watercoloring, but still.
Maybe he's gone from crayons to colored pencils.
Perhaps, yeah. Or
Maybe it was
pastel.
on the way down to the floor when he was falling, he was like, ah! What do you say? What do you mean when you say transformed?
I don't really understand it myself. The lower half of its body just turned into a fish.
A fish goddess? That would be the Pisces sculpture, wouldn't it? In mythology, Pisces represents the fish that a goddess and her son transformed into.
Two fish. Really? So Pisces isn't just a couple of ordinary fish? Edgy? You don't think that
Kate couldn't care less about what's fucking happening. She's like, ooh, tell me more about astrological signs.
she's at that age where someone apparently she's a little old actually to be at the age to learn astrology and be super obsessed with it, but now's the time, baby.
I mean, I think perhaps because she's maybe she doesn't know it because it's Western astrology and she's in Japanifornia.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe.
Edgy, you don't think that sculpture is cursed, do you? Those tears of blood turned into the Gemini sculpture into a fish.
Preposterous. You simply mistook the Pisces sculpture for the Gemini one.
Larry drew a sketch of the Pisces sculpture just as he saw it. Touch the check button for details. It's now to my organizer. Oh, you put that sketch in your organizer.
Even a sketch like this could be used as scrap paper, after all.
How could you? That was actually pretty good.
But it's strange. Why did only the lower half of the sculpture transform? Uncle Ray is a bit curious about what went on in the Autumn Palace. What with the poison gas and all.
Indeed, I wonder if someone tampered with the Pisces sculpture.
How dare they? That's my sculpture.
Stephanie is a Pisces. Just
Yes, Edgeworth here.
Mr. Edgeworth, we've finished searching the room. The poison gas isn't a threat anymore, so you can enter the crime scene.
Right. Good work, detective.
You'd know this if you checked your text, but you were taking a long time, so I thought I'd give you a call.
It seems we can enter the Autumn Palace now.
Nice timing, Mr. Detective.
Let's go right now. I want to see the Pisces sculpture. I'm gonna become a horse girl and an astrology girl. If Kay's going, I'm going too.
I was planning on bringing him along anyway. Right then, let's proceed to the Autumn Palace.
This is a D&D group. All right, it's you can go. Okay, I go. Okay, I go. Well, if he's going, then I go. Well, all right, we all go.
Well, this is
Wait, what
pretty
D&D
accurate.
class are they?
Kay is obviously a rogue, right?
Obviously, that's easy. I guess Larry's a bard.
Larry's
I think Ray's paladin.
I think Gumshoe is the well, I was gonna say Gumshoe's a paladin, but
Gumshoe would probably be a paladin. Ray could be something else.
Ray gives me like a mage user vibes.
He fucking eats paper, I guess. Yeah, but like, what are his spells?
Maybe he's a cleric?
Giving hugs when people don't want him. He's a warlock, and Gregory Edgeworth is his demon, and his magic is law.
And Edgeworth is clearly a wizard.
Yeah, Edgeworth is clearly a wizard.
He's clearly a wizard.
The chat is mostly talking about how little they know about astrology. Hey, I don't know much about astrology either, you guys.
It was me. I was the astrology child.
So we're leaning on Stephanie then for... I never liked mine because I felt like it was not characteristic, so I never bothered to learn anything about astrology.
I just also like where people are like, take your Chinese and your Western astrologies and mix them together, because I'm the year of the horse and I'm a Pisces. So if you mix those together, I'm a seahorse, which is a thing.
I didn't know that.
It's meaningless.
What's a ram crab then?
What would a ram crab be?
Because I'm
Delicious.
Cancer, but I'm also the year of the ram, so it's a ram crab, right?
Yeah.
Pointy. It's pretty pointy.
You're just like a really, really tough, hard-shelled crab, huh? I would insert the name of the Pokemon whose name I can't remember.
Crabby?
Is it just Krabby?
Kingler?
Kingler. Kingler's what I was thinking of. When I was
Bigger crabby?
Yeah.
Mapop says knowing only about your sign is a real mood, which is
I guess I'm a score bunny. Which
There you
is the
go.
Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon.
congratulations.
I also know somebody who had a friend who, anytime they tried to pick up people at bars, they'd ask what your sign was, and no matter what your answer was, they go, "Oh, you guys are freaks." So I mean, like,
Is this Seth?
yeah, that was Seth.
It's a very sad thing to say.
It was Seth's friend. But yeah, basically any sign, no matter what you said, "Ooh, you guys are freaks." So I mean, like, if you want to like just do a weird flex on astrology and someone tells you their sign, there's that. We'll table the astrology talk for
Anyway,
now.
yeah. So this is
So this is the Autumn Palace. It certainly does resemble the Winter Palace.
I have been waiting, sir.
Uh-huh.
Aren't you that hairy butts guy?
Wrong. I'm wasted like so.
Never mind that, detective. Your report, if you please.
Roger that, sir. We discovered a used gas burner during our investigation. The nozzle was still warm when we found it, so it may be related to the incident.
Was it used to heat something?
Use gas burner data. Jotted down in my organizer.
Was that ladder always there on the ground?
It was probably used by the person who set off the poison gas. The poison gas was released when someone lifted the lid off that glass case, sir.
Wait, what
Sherbert,
the fuck?
known to be poisonous.
When aerosolized, yes.
You just take a butane torch to some sherbet, you could kill anyone. Everybody knows that.
And the Pisces sculpture.
Nah, seems like you know about it, sir. Well then, do you know what the sculpture next to it is?
sculpture in the Autumn Palace, it would probably be the Capricorn sculpture.
As expected of Mr. Edgeworth, I thought it was Taurus myself.
Fucking idiot.
I was thrown off as it was covered by this weird cloth attached to a weird box. The fluorescent cloth. I wonder what that's doing here.
From 18 years ago.
That shit was the hottest technology 18 years ago, so I'm sure it works great. Just like my Polaroid camera.
Evidence from the IS-7 incident.
Ooh, edit that to just start that down.
No matter what it is or how it got here, the sculptures in this room are all covered with this fluorescent cloth.
And because they're hidden, it makes me want to see them even more.
Yes, Kay's on track. Let's take a look. I'll get this cloth off. Let me just move these wet blankets.
Oh, no good. No good. It's full of poison gas.
No.
Wow, they're beautiful.
The transformation Larry saw was in fact the moment the cloth wrapped around the lower half of Pisces fell.
See, Edgy? It wasn't a mirage or a mistake after all.
Ugh.
I can't believe we waste so much of my personal fucking real life time for that to be the punchline.
Hey, Miles, there sure is something about this room. It looks exactly the same as the Winter Palace we were in just a moment ago.
That was like 25 minutes ago.
Yes, I agree. Perhaps the sculptures were hidden to make it look like the Winter Palace. If you wrap the cloth around the lower half of the Pisces sculpture, it looks like Gemini.
Capricorn is half fish too. Hide the lower half and it resembles Taurus. The remaining two, which couldn't be altered with the trickery, were covered up.
The Autumn Palace was made to look like the Winter Palace. So it seems, Mr. Shields, looks like we'll need to conduct an investigation of the Autumn Palace too.
Oh, I was afraid of this.
Of course they're back.
Mr. DeBest and Judge Courtney.
Didn't we take care of you two last time?
Hey, you guys again? This is a problem. You see, this is my crime scene.
Mr. Edgeworth, it seems my power is insufficient. If you're here, then it would appear that you still haven't understood my warning.
Yeah.
Furthermore, you know full well your reckless actions will cause trouble for that detective.
You have to see art.
In the name of the goddess of law, I must pass judgment.
You've got it all wrong, pal. I was the one who asked Mr. Edgeworth to investigate.
Really? Well then, Flatfoot, I'll have to do that.
That?
Yeah, that. Right. Cut your salary. Looking forward to your next payday. I've always wanted to say that.
You're the last person I want cutting my salary, pal.
Hold it, DeBest. I'm only cooperating with the police as a witness to this incident. Detective Gumshoe is not to blame. So that's how it is. Well then, should I be raising his salary?
Yes.
No, that's not what I meant.
Shut.
No backup from Edgeworth.
But it would be really nice to get my salary raised.
Your mercy is deeply moving, Sebastian. But past transgressions must lead to future judgment. Prosecutor Edgeworth and all his company, depart at once from this holy site. But we only just got here. And I paid admission. The one given the goddess of law's blessing for this incident was Sebastian.
You keep saying goddess of law when you mean you.
Sure.
In other words, Mr. DeBest is in charge. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening performance is over. Besides, I've already got my eyes on the culprit.
What? Who, pal?
Well, naturally. That artist.
Oh, me?
Book him.
Hey,
Take him in.
Edgy, I don't want to be around this whole case.
Don't ask me. I can't understand his reasoning. Tisk, tisk, tisk. If you can't understand how the best prosecutor thinks, it simply shows how inculpable you are. Seems he doesn't know what inculpable even means.
That's right, Sebastian. Prosecutor Edgeworth is quite incapable.
You're right. He
Uh,
didn't know.
Yes, incapable.
Ah, she just nonchalantly corrected him.
Don't underestimate my intelligence gathering skills. I just came from the infirmary and asked the doctor there about the cause of the poison gas. And what was the cause? Some normal substance. What was its name again?
Sherbert.
Hold on a second. I'll call the doctor to make sure.
Why does the doctor know the cause of the poison gas?
That I'm also baffled.
Or I asked the doctor the type of the poison gas, like what type of poison?
I think that's what he means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Edgeworth should leave. Why would we defend Larry? Is a great question.
Edgeworth wouldn't. I have a feeling Ray's going to because they're kindred spirits.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's a collective sigh. Since Sebastian is on the phone, I'll answer for him. In that case, why don't you tell us? Why didn't you tell us before he called? Because he's a fucking moron, and I wanted him gone. And the poison gas was caused by mixing of two different types of chemicals. Their names are normalium and fatalium.
Normalium and fatalium.
Sorry, I was busy trying not to laugh. It didn't work. So, what exactly are those made-up names? Normalium is a red liquid that's commonly used in everyday products.
Like sherbet.
It can be found in paint, detergent, among other
Oh.
things.
Not like sherbet.
But it's not toxic by itself.
So you're saying that this is a substance readily available to anyone?
Yes, but fatalium is, on the other hand, not so easy to obtain. Its name sure sounds dangerous. What's it used for? It is the active ingredient of the white pesticide known as Megatoxin X. Fatalium itself also has a deep white color, but it's not readily sold in stores. It's nearly impossible to obtain domestically. Right now, we are looking into how this chemical was obtained. Poison gas data jotted down in my organizer.
Okay, I finally found out the names of those chemicals. Ed Courtney has already told us. We don't need to hear it again. Fine then. I'll cut to the chase. You know what normalium from the poison gas is also used in paint, right? Today, out of everyone who visited the art gallery, the only one carrying paint was that artist.
You're treating me as the culprit just because of that?
I object to the red paint on the palette you're carrying.
Hey, Edgy? Don't you, think this prosecutor is kind of an idiot?
You just came out and said it, didn't you? I've only known him for a short time. His logic is always absurd. Hey, don't ignore me.
It's alright, Sebastian. We all know that you're the token idiot here. They're only doing it because they're afraid of you. Like the first star to appear at the night, show us the reasoning that shines the best.
The first star shines best? Not bad. Hey, you guys better listen up too.
Fuck!
And for
Fuck
Kevin
right
to
off.
argue with himself.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, who's going to sleep? Oh, RD, good
RD is
night!
leaving. Bye, RD.
Good night.
Mr. DeBest Shining Logic. A story by The Best.
As dictated by Courtney. That artist was the first, so to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best suspect. The poison gas was caused by normalium, a chemical found in paint, right? As he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance.
This gimmick.
The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. So, what do you think, Justine?
We cannot ignore the possibility. Well then, Mr. Artist, please tell us the truth. Did you leave red paint at the crime scene? Or else, did you cause the poison gas to go off? The, only thing I leave behind is my bond of love with you. Please, don't say that again. My gavel is... No, he likes that, Courtney!
Ooh.
She doesn't know that.
I know, but I know that. And I am talking to myself, because I'm both of them. My gavel is already prepared to declare you guilty.
Please pay no heed to the man's statements. Hey, you guys! Ignoring my reasoning just because it's flawless won't do you any good. Mr. Edgeworth, if you've already admitted defeat, you should take your leave. Even though I don't really have time to deal with your ridiculous reasoning.
Edgeworth's talking a big game. His reasoning is not completely unsound. It's just based on unproven assumptions. Unlike the last case when all of his shit was crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, here goes. Shining logic. That artist was the first to discover the victim, so naturally he's the best suspect. Indeed, at first glance, this man seems suspicious. However... At first glance? Ugh, what's with the first all of a sudden? You, are you trying to steal my spot at the star that shines the best?
Huh? Would that make me the best artist?
Larry, don't make this any more confusing than it already is. This is clearly a pun that didn't translate. Mr. DeBest, continue your reasoning now. Poison gas was caused by normalium, a chemical found in paint, right?
And laundry detergent.
Yes, apparently normalium is used in many everyday products. Right? So the red paint is definitely suspicious.
But it's also used in things other than paint, right?
I guess you have a point. What do you think, Justine?
That's right. Normalium is also used in detergent, for example.
In other words, it might not have been paint that caused the gas. That's not true! Let me finish my reasoning! If he was carrying paint near the victim, he would have had the best chance. Paint is the cause of the poison gas. That does not mean he's guilty. Well then, if the paint is not the cause, that doesn't mean he's innocent either.
Now he's just trying to sound clever. Mimicking what Mr. Edgeworth says won't make you look cool at all.
Okay, please don't make my statements look bad. Now then, it's about time to wrap up my shining logic. The paint, along with being the first witness, that pretty much proves he's the culprit. Truly claim that Larry is the culprit based on just that. Huh? You got a problem with that? If you have a problem, then present evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like he really wants you to do that.
Indeed. Then I will do as he wishes and present evidence. It seems he doesn't pay much attention to what other people are saying. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. DeBest's logic.
Why do you even bother making a phone call?
I'll finish this quickly. This is a waste of time.
Alright, let's look at our evidence for a second.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's that last statement.
Okay, so
The
we
paint plus being the first to discover that one.
Mhm.
Okay. Right again.
Blah 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 blah.
Oh, that was the last one, sorry.
Went too
Oops.
fast. It's okay.
Stress victim.
Blah, I'm the best, I'm best.
Is it this one? Or is there one more?
Go, I think it's not quite yet. So go the next. This one.
There it
The
is.
one Kevin thinks. So,
The paint along with being the first witness. That pretty much proves he's the culprit.
so my thinking now is that it's a two-part it's a two-part poison, so he would need the second part,
That's decent.
but I don't know. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Out of what we have, like, that's probably it. Unless...
We're probably gonna need that for something else. I don't know. Hmm.
So he can't be the killer. He didn't even have a pamphlet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, the white... You need both parts, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we have no proof he had the other part.
Except that's not it.
That wasn't it. Oh, and we didn't safety save. Ah.
Oh, no.
Save after this. It is not Sebastian. It's Prosecutor Edgeworth's statement that is contradictory.
Of course, there's no way there could be a contradiction in my argument. Ugh. Isn't it full of contradictions? The real problem is her rather than Mr. DeBest.
Well, let me safety save.
OG Master Mask has come to the conclusion that everyone's astrology sign plus Chinese zodiac sign equals a Pokemon.
Probably very true. Hmm.
It's the paint, along with being the first witness, that proves he's the culprit. Just, like, examining all the evidence thoroughly. Okay.
Blue cloth. I guess this kind of relaxing color is nice once in a while.
Miles, you're starting to sound like your old man.
I don't want to hear that from Mr. Shields.
Gumshoe.
Spin. Sorry, sir. I didn't have to do it 18 years ago, so.
According to Mr. Shields, this allows you to change the color of the cloth. Let me try it out.
Press button.
The cloth has started to glow.
Unimpressed.
Exactly as planned.
It is 18-year-old technology.
Yeah. And it's covered in water.
Alright, well, I thought maybe something would illuminate, but nothing.
You did illuminate something.
Well,
Maybe there is a different statement.
yeah. Go back.
Let's back up. Carrying paint near the victim.
Oh, that. Because, like, he said that the victim came out of that room with the poison in it, and Larry never went in himself.
Right.
But I don't know how we prove that.
This was caused by a chemical found in paint. Yeah, it might be.
I mean, maybe the painting, because he didn't go in the room, he was outside of the room and he painted a painting.
That might do it.
Stretch. Just as he saw it. I don't know.
Would that painting. Sorry, that be better there or here? The paint along with the first witness from a cruise is the culprit. I'll try it. Safety saved.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the ones where there's not something clear. It was that one. Cool.
Try something.
Oh no, it wasn't. You pressed it. I thought that
I pressed
went
it
away.
by accident. Nope.
It wasn't this one.
You guys don't understand.
No.
Try the two-part death solution to this state.
This statement.
Carrying paint near the victim. No.
Nope.
I'm lost here because his thing's not based on anything, so it's hard to disprove.
Right.
Maybe it is still the final statement, but I don't know.
The only thing I could think of is like we're supposed to do a dumb logical leap about that blowtorch.
Could be.
This is, I mean, like, I have a theory going right now, but it's baseless, and it's me trying to make up a theory of what the thing is before the case happens, which is the sculpture itself was made out of frozen, whatever the white substance is, and so they blowtorched it to activate it and added the red shit to trigger the gas, but that's a big leap for Miles Edgeworth to make at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely not that far ahead on a case, so. Maybe
I don't-
presenting the sketch here?
I'll try it.
Nope, that ain't it. Shit.
I guess go to an earlier one. Probably not this one. Poison gas was caused by normalium.
Oh.
Is it this here?
Is it that simple?
Yeah.
Yep,
All right.
it's that
Well,
simple.
let me.
Man.
This is why we safety save.
All right, are we gonna back up then?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think reload, but we're gonna reload to us making one mistake, so that'll be pretty fast. But having to present to Sebastian Dabas the contents of the phone call he just had with the doctor, I'm not surprised we fucking got stuck on that one.
I don't know if I can. I guess I could just reload the save file. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is the first time we've actually used our safety save.
The Inherited Turnabout.
Okay.
Okay.
Oops.
It's okay.
Alright, so. The poison gas was caused by neuralium. Well, actually, you idiot, it was by both of these.
Ooh, Mr. DeBest. Your logic is more akin to a shooting star than a shining star. It shines the best like a shooting star, right? It may shine brightly for a brief moment, but then it burns itself out. The poison gas originated from inside the glass case of the Pisces sculpture. Exactly. So that's where the artist set off the gas, right? He used the normalium in his red paint. As your senior, let me give you one piece of advice. Listen to the explanations of others. The poison gas was caused by mixing both normalium and fatalium together. The normalium contained in the red paint is not enough by itself. Really? But I thought I heard that normalium caused the fatality. Don't tell me you just misheard the forensic report. Darn it! By the time Larry discovered the victim, the room was already filled with poison gas. It is time for you to realize how incapable you really are. Hey, what do you mean by incapable?
You tried to use that word earlier, and you still don't know what it means. He means to say, you are lacking in ability.
Incidentally, inculpable has a completely different meaning.
The chat is very proud of me for only now having to use a safety save. So thank you, chat, for being very nice.
Snaps, good job. Slight pat on the back for taking this long.
Get it? You're making fun of me again, aren't you? I'm merely saying that you were incapable in your investigation, so yes.
Before you insult Sebastian, I want you to know his parents will come after you like a PTA
I have doubts
parent.
about your own statement. That's what you told us, Courtney. Two things have to mix together to equal. What are the doubts? Actually, I gave you incorrect information.
What kind of doubts?
For all we know, Mr. Artist could have simply entered the Autumn Palace at an earlier time.
That's...
Moreover, do you have evidence that the red paint is unrelated to the case?
The most important thing now is not the red paint. The red normalium and the white fatalium. Exactly how were these two substances mixed? I'll leave that as our main concern.
Over some ice and a shaker, usually. Naturally. It was Sebastian's job to investigate that.
Oh, pity that.
Were it not for your interference, we would have found out by now.
I never intended to interfere. On the contrary, I'd like to cooperate. Don't tell me you're going to say you know the cause of the poison gas. The poison gas started. I have something that may shed some light on this matter.
Sebastian, do not fall for his bluff.
Come now, it's fine, really. Let's hear what he's come up with.
If you say so, Sebastian.
Come on, show us. How did the poison gas start?
Probably that butane torch, yeah.
What? Damn.
Can you see this piece of evidence? It's slightly ahead of your ability to understand.
Sebastian, don't get too close to Mr. Edgeworth. His foolish logic will make you dizzy.
I swear to God, if we have to again present the two things mixed together thing.
Uh-huh. Oh, he actually backed off.
Don't give up, Mr. Edgeworth. Keep using your poison tongue like you always do.
I must have evidence that shows how the normalium and fatalium were mixed.
I think you're right, Michelle.
How did the poison gas start?
Well, so if they mix together, they become pink,
Oh.
right?
What about Larry's sketch, though?
Oh, that's
Yes,
true.
that's
Yeah,
what I
try to
was-
see that.
Because
And there's a puddle on the ground.
that's pink.
Yeah. Good. Okay. I'm just glad it wasn't the chemicals again.
Surely you're not saying that this was the... Seems even you've noticed it. Duh, it really stands out. Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Huh? Wait a second. If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas?
Tonight's theme,
This kid-
baby.
Thinking with puzzles now.
I don't have time to play along with him. The red tears of normalium could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. That red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Where do you see evidence that the chemicals were mixed? That can also be seen in this sketch.
I'll point it out to you.
Here is the evidence. Show evidence that the two chemicals were mixed.
Oh, what's
Chad
that
is
letter?
talking about how Justine is 26, which is the same age as Edgeworth, which is the same age as Larry. And like, thank God Larry's hitting on someone his own goddamn age for once instead of Kay again, you know?
Refreshing.
But also 20, hey, we're older than like everybody. This game.
I mean,
Oh
like,
well.
Gumshoe's older than us though.
We felt older than everybody in this game 10 years ago.
It's
Like,
true.
we felt that. We felt the oldness. So, like, I mean,
Yeah,
age is just a number.
it's true.
The pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the Pisces sculpture. This is proof that the two chemicals were mixed. Hold on a second, I still don't get it. How does this show that normalium and fatalium were mixed? Since we have a self-proclaimed artist here, I'll let him explain. Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? What do you add to red to make pink?
Don't take me for a fool, Edgy. I graduated from middle school. You add white to red to make pink. It's common knowledge. Well, technically, there's rose pink and baby pink and millennium pink and several others.
That's enough. Now do you understand, Mr. DeBest? Ah, that's how it is. By mixing red normalium and white fatalium, you get a pink liquid. I graduated law school.
Sure did.
And now Phoenix graduated art school with a law degree.
Yes, exactly. Took him long enough. I see.
It looks like Mr. DeBest finally gets it.
She could point out a clearer problem here. I want to see if she gets it.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the two chemicals mixing together?
She didn't get it.
Nope. Furthermore, this sketch was drawn by
That's
the
it.
suspect.
She did get it.
I cannot put much faith into it.
I don't trust the thing painted by the guy I think committed the murder. That's what I was looking for.
But
There
we
we
could just
go.
turn our heads to the side and look at the pink puddle on the floor.
Yes. But here's the problem: is they've forced us into a situation where we have to present evidence and shit to prove their theory wrong when we haven't even fully investigated the crime scene.
I'm sorry, Mop Up. I forgot to mention Barbie pink. That is a type of pink.
Oh, of course.
Pinkest pink.
Pinkest pink, rose pink, baby pink, millennium pink, Barbie pink, pink. I just painted what I saw? Like, how could that be a lie? Mr. Artist, I did not permit you to speak. So cold. But, like, that's part of her charm.
Of course. I intend to bring the truth to light immediately.
It would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artist did not enter the Autumn Palace? If you cannot prove this, there is no room for you to argue any further.
Hey, couldn't we find that out if we talked to the victim, pal, or like investigated the crime scene? Please let me do my job.
The victim, Dan Gustavia, remains unconscious and in critical condition because we decided that we didn't have to take him to a real hospital and instead put him in a room in a museum and called it an infirmary.
At least there wasn't a murder this time, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's right.
Donkey Kong. Well then, Sebastian, we'll be investigating the crime scene now. All of you please vacate the premises. Is it Raid? Oh, no, it's Larry.
It's Larry.
If you were to take stand in court, you'd cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge. Is there something you would like to say, Mr. Artist? Hold your horses, Miss Cool Beauty. Cool Beauty? My name?
God, Miss Cool Booty.
Like a booty, booty, booty rocking everywhere? My name is Justine Courtney. Please don't address me by booty, booty rocking everywhere. Oh, you finally told me your name? Pleased to meet you, Justine. I'm Maurice de Lacombe. But you can call me Maurice. Mr. Artist, please get to the point. I just remembered something I haven't had a chance to say yet. Like, when I first got to this room, I was locked. It was locked, so, like, I couldn't go in. But then, like, that old dude just suddenly fell through the door. It would appear that the palace room can be locked from the inside. But just because you say it was so, doesn't mean the door was locked. Without proof, your statement holds no value.
Objection.
Goodbye, Apple.
Well, why not let Uncle Ray prove it for you?
What?
After all, we can confirm the room was locked too. Right, Miles?
Yes, I remember as well.
The Winter Palace should be...
We have to do this whole flashback? Okay, thank God. Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
we do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum.
Oh, good.
Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered this room.
Perhaps the suspect entered the room with the victim during the gas outbreak?
As you can see, this man did not inhale any of the gas. If you examine his belongings, you'll find he wasn't carrying a gas mask either.
Is that so? Well then, I have no choice but to agree.
That was easier than I expected. Anyway, I presume this clears up any suspicion surrounding Larry. It seems Mr. DeBest's logic was off once again. Well, not exactly. I just didn't have enough information, that's all. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time.
You know, same.
Has a grand way of saying that things didn't work out for him. In that case, there is one more suspect who has yet to take the stand. Mr. Artis, you are free to go. Huh? But like, I wanted to talk to you a little more, Justy. Overruled. Your cold demeanor leaves me memorized all the more.
Other suspect is...
A pharmacist by the name of Alicia Scones. It would have been difficult for this artist to obtain the Fetilium and the Megatonic X. But a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Sebastian, it would be best if we brought her in quickly.
Best? If we brought her in quickly? Sounds good, leave it to me. The best. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up the investigation.
Got it.
Kay has had little chance to do anything in this case because there's 20 people here.
Mhm.
Yeah. A couple of things. I did think she was going to arrest you, Miles Edgeworth, for being here and under suspicion, right?
I thought so too.
Because you have a connection to the previous case. It was your dad's case, and it killed him. And your friend was here, Larry, right? And
Right.
you guys are here. But no, she didn't arrest us, so that's one thing. What do you think Flatfoot is for Gumshoe?
That's so like it's just
I know
an
the
insult.
term.
It's just an insult on the gumshoe. Like,
You think?
I think so. I think he's like trying to be clever because like a detective is a gumshoe and Flatfoot just sounds like a mean term to call a detective.
I don't know. It just seems weird. I wonder if it's like a weird translation of something more insulting. I don't know. Anyway,
I feel like the best would do a not a real insult but slightly insulting.
that's true.
Yeah, I guess there's not anything that he could call him more disrespectfully that wouldn't imply that he disrespects the entire process of law.
But he does, though.
I mean, true.
Because to call
But only
somebody,
out of his own self-interest.
yeah, to
What?
call somebody a Flatfoot exactly means what, Michelle?
I mean, it was a term that was an insult during like World War I and World War II days because the military had the same, arguably, I don't know if any of this is true, the military had the same type of shoe for everyone. So if you had flat feet, you couldn't be drafted and you couldn't fight in the war because the shoes that the military provided would not work for your feet. So it ultimately was the dumbest reason to dodge the draft, is being a flat foot. And so then people would insult people by calling them flat-foot feet because they were basically draft dodgers.
Interesting. I typed in Flatfoot meaning and then it said in astrology came up, but that's like more like, what does the arc of your foot mean?
Oh, I see.
Oh no, let's not get into reflexology.
No, we're
Yeah.
not doing that. I am now turning my attention to Urban Dictionary, which means slow, behind the times, stupid, dull, or dumb, not fast enough to catch up.
See, I've never heard that one, but maybe it's just because I have too much of a historical perspective on the term flat-footed.
That's kind of like what I was thinking he meant by that, but I defined it poorly. So I guess that's what he means. He's calling him dumb, and he's a bad detective.
Well, that's sad.
Flatfoot versus Gumshoe, I think.
I was under the impression that Flatfoot was an old-timey way of referring to a detective, but I could be wrong about that.
Oh.
Don't tell me. Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning.
So Mr. DeBest's logic wasn't any help at all.
Hmm. Judge Courtney, just what is she thinking?
Is Edgeworth or is Larry gone for good? Is he done with the? We're out of the case. That'd
You
be
know
nice.
that once Larry enters a case, he's not gonna leave it.
It's true.
Damn.
I will say at least his voice isn't as terrible for me to do as Frank Sott's voice ended up being.
Yeah.
So there's
Hey,
that.
on the bright side, when we return to the past, Larry cannot be there.
It's true. Because he's like 6 or whatever.
It's valid, but I have a lot more talking to do. But then again, I had to do a lot of juggling just tonight.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yes.
Oh, yes, everyone learned so much, and everyone got to make their new favorite astrological signs,
Which are Pokemon.
which are
Mhm,
Pokemon,
mhm.
turns out. You guys ready to call it a night?
Yeah, we could call it.
Seems like a good spot.
It did the thing, so.
Yeah. All right, well, send me an email with all of your astrological signs and all your fan art.
Yeah,
And
we are going to probably record this coming week also. So send us your prison pets
prison
for
pets.
everybody. Murderer and not a murderer, I guess.
And you can rank the pets in Ace Attorney also.
Oh yeah, you can rank the pets.
Yep, but you know where to find us. Object to this podcast at gmail.com, our Tumblr, objecttothis.tumblr.com. You can find this stream. We're going to post it on YouTube. Object to this. Look for it on YouTube.
Yeah, with all the old ones.
Yep. Maybe I'll change the art. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I'm not going to. I'm tired. Well, on that note, yeah, I feel like it's a good time to call it night. So in the meantime, I'm Stephanie.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Kevin.
And that was Object to This, so why don't you object to that?